Good evening and welcome to the School District of the City of Dearborn. Today is our regular scheduled meeting, Monday, May
September.
All right, Monday, September 9th, 2024. We're supposed to start at 7 p.m., so I apologize. It's 7:15. We had a closed session meeting just before this, ran a little over. With all that being said, I'll call this meeting to order. And roll call, please.
Trustee D'Ambrosio.
Here.
Trustee McDonald.
She's excused.
Trustee Mozip.
Here.
Trustee Petchlokoff. Here. Trustee Thorpe.
Here.
Trustee Watts here. President Barry.
Here. Next item, please.
Next, Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Mr. Joseph Martin, Principal of River Oaks, will introduce students who will lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Martin, the principal at River Oaks. I brought with you today two third graders, Miss Layla Murray and Mr. Ali Nasser. They're going to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job.
Come on.
Good job.
Good job.
Thank you. One more round of applause. Thank you very much. Next item, please.
Next item, Superintendent's Update, Agenda Items.
Good evening, everyone. Happy September. Going to start with my agenda items. We have retirement, one individual. I happen to be at a retirement party. Kitty Shushanian, over 25 years of service. If we can recognize her and thank her for years of service and congratulate her. And I will move along, Mr. President.
Thank you, please.
So this Wednesday will mark the 23rd anniversary of the September 11th, 2001 attack on our nation that left approximately 3,000 Americans dead and changed the lives of thousands of more. And I think we all remember where we were that day. As the years after September 11th fade behind us, we may be forgetting how strong this nation was in those days after the tragedy and how strong this nation can be and is. The passing of time may diminish the memories of the day, but we can never let the passage of time allow us to forget the people that were lost and the incredible resilience of the American people in the days that followed. On Wednesday, September 11th, we will join with others around the country and fly our flags at half-staff. I encourage all of us to pause for a moment of silence at 8:46 a.m. to honor and remember those who lost their lives on September 11th. I will be posting a message on my blog and sending a message out to our staff as well. Next, I have some students that are here that were part of our advisory council, my favorite thing here in the district, and I'm going to let them come up right now. I believe we have Bisan, Micah, and Yasmin here, and you guys can come up to the podium if you'd like to say a few comments. I think we have a little video going on right now first, too.
I saw that.
Oh.
I feel like you just teach us early on to have fun and enjoy learning because you'll be learning for the rest of your life. So I know not many people thank you for what you do, but that's the truth. So we thank you for making learning fun, and kids will remember that when they get older.
Having that passion so early on, like it was the teachers there that nourished that in me and let me know like how important that was and how important it was to really feel that within yourself. So I'm really like glad that people like you are nourishing the youth now.
So I'll turn it over to them to say a few comments. And we're going to try to get students on the council before the board more frequently. But we were very excited, and we had a lot of fun that day with all the teachers. As I'm building the building, the teachers are still commenting to me about the session. So
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bisan Al Zain. I was in the video. I'm a senior at Dearborn High this year. First, like to thank the board and Dr. Malenko for having us, and thank you for inviting us to the welcome assemblies for the teachers. So we were there, and we did speak to the middle, high school, and elementary school teachers, and some big points that we wanted to really give to our educators before the start of the school year was how important it was to, first of all, foster relationships with students. As a senior this year, this is my last year in the district, and I think one of the most impactful things was being able to build close relationships with our students and with the teachers, and the teachers that I've had really helped foster that. And I also recognize that in this district, we have students on all different levels, and the best teachers that I've had were the ones that were able to bridge that gap. And so that's one thing that I wanted to highlight when speaking in front of the teachers a couple weeks ago, and something that I wanted to share with you all today. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michael Mitchell. I was also in the video that y'all just saw. Didn't realize how much I said like, gotta fix that. One of the things that I really wanted to pound home with all of the teachers that we spoke to is just how much of an impact they can unknowingly have on a student. I know me personally, like one of the times in my life where teachers were the most important was during COVID, because all of the overachieving and the people pleasing had caught up to me and I crashed. So that was a time for me where I was just demotivated, and had the teachers there, and one specific teacher, my ELA teacher, that was the one class that I looked forward to every day, and that kept me going and helped me actually realize what I was like outside of physical school, and I will forever be grateful to her for that. So like that really exemplifies how much of an impact teachers can have on a student's life even without them even knowing.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yasmin Saeed. I'm a junior at Etzelford High School. And I wanted to come here and say that, like, teachers possess the power to inspire and motivate students, not just to, like, teach the curriculum. And they often help students overcome difficult situations. They serve as mentors, role models, and even help build up students' self-esteem. And I can definitely say that, like, during my middle school years, that's when I needed it the most, and I had it, and I'm so grateful for that. Middle school, in my 8th grade year, was when I found my voice in my history class, and that class is still very special to me to this day because I was in a class with people who taught me that using my voice is a good thing and that I can help myself and others from it. Even though I have come from like a house with like very strong leaders and people who always tell me that I should use my voice and that I have to stand up for what is right and for what I know is right. I, for some reason, had this fear and anxiety within me that if I did use my voice and that if I did say something, I would be starting conflicts. And it was my 8th grade year when I had learned that my voice holds so much power and that I have to use it. And I had to overcome my fear, and I did. And I definitely can say that had I not been in that environment, in that classroom, that I don't think I would have had the courage to even come here right now and say that and to even talk about it. And I think our teachers are so important. They play such a pivotal role in our lives. And I want to thank everyone. Thank you.
You did a great job. Thank you.
So we were very proud of that, students, and, we have Dr. Sweden coming. Let's give her a big round of applause, too. She does a great job handling the SSAC. You know she loves getting in those photos, which she'll probably lots of video
She doesn't,
today.
and she doesn't like being up there either.
I was gonna say, I didn't see you
But-
on stage either.
Yeah, the applications
there
are also due, so I believe in 2 days, because they were sent out to the,
Yes.
all the high school students.
Yes, and we're hoping that a lot of students apply. We've gone to some of the schools and really encouraged some students who normally don't apply to apply so that we continue to have a diverse group. But I wanted to share, so when I was talking to the girls about, what are some things that you remember from school? What are things that for you stand out as important? The stories were really great, and it wasn't necessarily things that happened to them, like Sam was saying, when she was in middle school and she was in a class where the teacher, there were different levels, and she wasn't having a problem, but there were some students who were not making it. And the teacher was really great at being able to differentiate, and she said, the moment that she remembers is, what, you want to say what you said to me? And I thought that was, I mean, it's things like that in terms of what sticks in, you know, they're watching what's going on around them, and they're watching how people treat each other.
So the story is my first year in the district, I was in 6th grade, and my language arts teacher was looking over the NWEA scores. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of standardized tests, but we have to do them. And there's kind of mixed feelings about how teachers handle that. But there was one student in particular who was really struggling throughout the year, and he had improved drastically. And although it wasn't on par with maybe the standards that we should be at our level, he showed growth, and that brought the teacher to tears. And that was something that really stuck with me, because it wasn't just about meeting a certain standard. It was more so about showing growth and learning, and that's what school is all about. And I'm glad that we're in a district that fosters that. So
That's amazing. Trustee Watts has a question for you.
So all three of you had highlighted a story about a teacher that was really influential, but you didn't mention their names. Do you mind sharing what their names are with us?
Me personally, it was Miss Rancilio and Miss Abdelbaki. They were the ones who really helped me and gave me that voice.
Mine was Miss Tim from OL. I don't know if she's still there, but that was mine.
Yes.
mine was Miss Ditmar at Stout Middle School. I'm pretty sure she's still there.
Amazing
Thank you.
educators. Thank you.
And I would say, as much as teachers appreciate the apples and the lotions, but nothing is, when it comes to gift time, there's nothing better than having students come and tell a teacher the impact that they've had. So I always tell my kids to do the same thing. So you guys being here, thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for highlighting those teachers who were impactful in your life. So thank you.
And just to add, I know that we really, in this district, are trying to focus a lot on SEL. And I know Mike was able to get a grant, and thank you guys for approving for an assessment that we're going to do across the district that looks at emotional, social, and academic needs of students. And I think it's going to take us a long way in being able to identify those students who might need extra support. So thank you for approving that. We're excited about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next item, please. Oh, you're still on the.
Still going along. I have Mr. Mustonen coming up right now for the district anniversary.
Good evening, President Barry, trustees, Dr. Maleko, Ms. Harris. So we're here tonight, a little time to celebrate. Not just talking about that Lions win yesterday. I'm talking about a celebration that will last an entire year. The Dearborn Public Schools will turn, are turning 80 this year. The district as we know it is 80 years old. Now, we all know that there are schools in our district that have been around a lot longer. Salina and Duval are 100 years old, actually a little over 100 now. We have several schools that will be 100 years old coming up: Fortson, Maples, Lindbergh, Whitmore Bulls. Several other schools will be 100 years old in the next few years. Our district, actually, schools in the city in Dearborn or in this area date back to the early 1800s. So they go back a long way. But the district as we know it, the Dearborn Public Schools, kind of came together in the summer of 1944. And so I just want to take a moment to read the original resolution that comes from the board meeting minutes from 1944. I notice that none of the trustees listed here are present tonight.
Are you sure?
That's a good thing, I hope.
Don't be looking at me.
Yeah. So resolution was offered by trustee Burns and seconded by trustee Beard. Whereas the Fortson School District on July 1st, 1944 will comprise all of the territory within the boundaries of the city of Dearborn, except a small portion located in School District number 8. And whereas the Fortson School District is a third-class school district organized and existing under the laws of the state of Michigan and has a population of more than 10,000, but not greater than 125,000. And whereas under Chapter 6 of Part 1 of Act 319, 1927 for the state of Michigan, entitled School Districts of the Third Class, it is provided that a third-class school district shall be designated and known as the school district of the city in which the whole or a part of said school district is situated. Therefore, be it resolved that effective July 1st, 1944, the Fortson School District shall be known as the school district of the city of Dearborn. And be it further resolved that as the school district of the city of Dearborn, Michigan, such school district shall be the successor to the Fortson School District, heretofore existing within the same territorial limits, and shall be vested with the title to all property, real or personal, now or hereafter vested in the Fortson School District, and the indebtedness and obligations of the Fortson School District shall become and be the indebtedness and obligations of the school district of the city of Dearborn, Michigan. Be it further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution shall be transmitted by the secretary to Eugene Elliott, Superintendent of Public Instruction for the state of Michigan, Fred Fisher, Wayne County Superintendent of Schools, and Myron Stevens, City Clerk, and to such other persons, corporations, firms, or institutions as may be affected by this change of name, approved as follows. Ayes were Trustee Beard, Burns, Riley, and President Brady. Nays were Trustee Beadle, and absent were Trustee Alexander and Wellnut. And as of that officially turned the school district, the Dearborn Public Schools and the Fortson School District, which if you read through this, you'll understand that the Fortson School District was actually the school district that survived the merger, but it incorporated the two and became the school district of the city of Dearborn is what we officially call ourselves, but we all know us as the Dearborn Public Schools. I find it interesting that even back in 1944, one of the trustees voted against this. So it just goes to show you that there's always discussion, there's always debate, and there's always differing opinions that have to be taken into consideration. We cannot live in our history, but we can learn from our history, we can appreciate our history, and we can always make sure that we acknowledge and respect all of those who came before us to build what we have here today. All of you make very important decisions every single day about the future of our Dearborn Public Schools District. And I hope that this year, as we celebrate the history throughout the year, that it will help us in making those decisions. Our department will be putting out a lot of little fun facts and trivia throughout the year about our history and about what has taken place over these last 80 years, and probably even going back a little bit beyond that. And of course, what good promotional fun campaign would be complete without some kind of fun logo to go with it? And so our crack staff here has created an 80th year celebration logo, which we will be proudly displaying on many of our correspondence and communications that will be coming out over the next year. We hope that everybody has some fun with this, but at the same time, as I said, I hope that everybody will take a moment to learn a little bit about this district and appreciate the history of it. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
You're the only guy I know that makes a resolution sound entertaining. Next,
All right, I'll still have a few more to go. So the first 2 weeks, I book, basically my calendar is blocked for school visits. I was able to complete all the visits last week, and actually I'm on round 2 for different reasons in providing support. From what I saw out there, I know we had a little heat the first week, but in my 10 years as superintendent, this is the smoothest opening I've seen, and it's based on talking to teachers, students, parents, and what I'm hearing from staff and what I'm seeing on the ground in all the buildings. So I want to thank all of our staff, I want to thank the board, I want to thank everyone for welcoming our students back and for another exciting year. And I think we have a little video that we're going to play, as we do every year. Welcome back. I know I'm sending Eric a lot of these 1-minute messages, but it's the first 2 weeks, and there's a lot of students that want to talk, and we want to promote the district, so thank you as well. Moving right along, I have a couple new administrators who were approved at previous meeting. Mr. Osama Beydoun, who couldn't make it back in July when he was approved, I'm going to call him up. He's the principal of the Virtual STEM and Magnet School.
Good evening. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I barely have the words to say to thank you all. President Barry, I had you as my student many years back. You're talking about this district becoming 100 years old, not quite that old yet, but we're getting there. I'm so excited because I started my career at Stout Middle School, many, many moons ago. I had your daughter as she was on track as a coach there, a football coach. And then I moved on to Fortson High School as an administrator, to Dearborn High, Lori for 1 year, and then this last stop, I was at the Michael Berry Center for the last 8 years. This is my 8th year there. Excuse me. And so this is where I've been for the last 8 years, and I love where I'm at. This new position, I'm excited about it. As our students came up here and talked, I believe that we do put students first. I'm so excited, so happy, so proud of the professionals I work with, and the fact that we consistently focus on our students and make sure that we give them the necessary supports in this new role. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And I can't thank you enough for having the vote of confidence to put me here. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great night.
Congratulations. I also have Mr. Stephen Rios, the new assistant principal at McCullough Eunice. He was approved at the last month's board meeting as assistant principal. And we already had our meet the principal with Mr. Abusala.
Yes.
Great.
Good evening. I want to say thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for the privilege of this opportunity. I am honored to be part of this. Hearing those young women speak, that's the reason why I feel how special this opportunity that I have. 1998, I started at Fortson High School. I was a student teacher. My path was a little unique. I was an eager 23-year-old wanting a contract to teach. I found myself in Detroit. They called first, and I jumped on that, started a family here in Dearborn. I was raised in Dearborn. My mom and dad bought the house that my mom still lives in 1979. I grew up in Hemlock Park and swam in the pools. I played outside of Anthony Park, where my school is. So what happens in Dearborn matters to me, and hearing those stories is why I feel that this is a privilege to be in this position. So thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And I just have two more under other. Just wanted to mention for the public out there, just, being very careful with social media. A lot of times there's misinformation out there that goes out on social media and Facebook. And I know, like, a lot of times, Dearborn schools were the third largest district, but there are also schools within our district that we don't have any jurisdiction over. In fact, a lot of times I'll get like an email about some of the charters or some of the privates, not real, by mistake, thinking that or the board oversee that. And so just a reminder that there are also other schools, and just being very careful with what we see on social media. That's all I would like to comment. And the last thing, thoughts and prayers go out to the victims in the Georgia shooting. I know school safety is always our top priority, and the teacher welcome back, it was on the list. It's always out there. It's always on my agenda. Again, Ms. Elzayat does a great job, and we always say, look, safety is everyone's responsibility, working together. But I want to mention something that we've seen that has been happening, and I know Kim Worthy from Wayne County has put out, being very careful and kind of just telling students, it's not a joke to put out false threats. It's been happening, and there are serious, serious consequences. I've talked to the chief on this, and we're going to put out a joint communication. There will be serious consequences for anyone that thinks it's a joke, because it disrupts the lives of many, and safety has to be number one. So any of these copycat things that are jokes, you can expect that individuals will be arrested and or prosecuted, and we take this very seriously. And I want to thank the chief and the Dearborn Police and all the SROs. We have some new SROs, and they're very excited when I see them, and we just feel very fortunate. I think we talked about the city partnership, but also with the police and Chief Shaheen. So I just wanted to put that word out as well, and we will be sending out a communication in the near future. Thank you, Mr. President.
Dr. Maliko, I just want to follow up on what you just discussed, because I was going to say something later on in this meeting. It breaks my heart to see what families go through because some silly thing that the teenager thinks they can get away with. And I am very, very thankful to the Dearborn Police Department, our officers that work in the schools, Ms. Elzayat. They move quickly. Parents, expect somebody to come search your house looking for weapons when your son or daughter puts a threat out there, because we take every threat seriously. Then most likely that student is going to be suspended with a hearing, and it just throws everybody's lives upside down. Let's get ahead of this. And I know here the parents that are listening now probably know what I'm talking about. Talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends, talk to your families, talk to the young adults, the young parents in the community, and tell them to talk to their students. This is some very serious stuff that's happening. And every year, we can't talk about what happened, but we can try to eliminate it or at least prevent it. So please, and I know you said you're going to put out some communication. I think that would be a great idea. Thank you. Next item, please.
Next item, recognition and acknowledgements, commendations.
Please introduce yourselves first. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Muhammad Idris from Henry Ford Early College.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Mustafa Shaja'uddin, and I'm also from Henry Ford Early College.
These are special commendations to people who have put in a lot of effort into our schools. I will begin, or will end by saying this. Special commendations to 4 engineers, ground workers, and building workers who have worked tirelessly this summer to ensure that these 4 schools under construction will be done, ready, and open by August 26th. Engineers and custodians from Hague, Nolan, Lawn, and Howard have teamed up with over 30 custodians to ensure that these schools will be open and they will be of top priority, and that students can come in by August 26th.
This is a little special one, and I'm very excited to say this or to do or go along with these accommodations. This is for Teachers of the Year. So accommodations to Miss Nasreen At-Tayri of Fortson High School. Also, congratulations to I believe her name was Iftikhar Saleh Hernandez of Dearborn High, which is my home school. And last but not least, congratulations to Dennis Wallen of Edsel Ford High. They were both presented with the award of Teachers of the Year by the American Association of Yemeni Students and Professionals, which was held at the group at the August Gala. And that will be all for accommodations. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Good job. Next item, please.
I just wanted to say, I believe one of those students memorized his entire script, so that was very impressive. Next, acknowledgement of donations.
Great job, everyone. I can't memorize these. Okay, the following donations have been offered to the school district. The first one is a donation of $640 has been offered to William Ford Elementary School by the Dearborn Ed Foundation to be used for publishing of books. A donation of $1,000 has been offered to Howe School by the Dearborn Ed Foundation to be used for music equipment. A donation of $250 has been offered to Howard Elementary School by the Dearborn Ed Foundation to be used for carpet square and lap desks. A donation of $2,825 has been offered to Salina Elementary School, again by the Dearborn Ed Foundation to be used for 2 resident poets to deliver 18 writing workshops. A donation of $384 has been offered to Carter School by the Dearborn Ed Foundation to be used for a real-life farm field trip. A donation of $400 has been offered to Fortson High School by the Dearborn Ed Foundation to be used for an Eastern Michigan University theater visit. A donation of $200 has been offered to Henry Ford Elementary School by the Dearborn Ed Foundation to be used for Hear Myself Play Phone. A donation of $1,300 has been offered to River Oaks Elementary School by the Dearborn Ed Foundation to be used for ukuleles. And a donation of $50,000 has been offered to Salina Elementary School by the Dearborn Ed Foundation in partnership with Cleveland Cliffs to be used for the Green Schoolyards Project. A donation of $200 has been offered to Dearborn High by Harbor Freight to be used to purchase tools, hardware for the Wood Tech construction program. Thank you for all these donations.
Thank you, Ms. Quresh. Next item, please.
Approval of minutes of the following Dearborn Board of Education meeting. Regular P-12 meeting, August 19th, 2024, Board Report 24-32. Board Training, August 21st, 2024, Board Report 24-33. Recommended action, make any necessary corrections and move approval of these minutes.
So moved. Support.
Motion moved by Trustee D'Ambrosio, supported by Trustee Petrikov. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Are there any objections to the motion? Hearing none, please attach a unanimous vote in the affirmative. Thank you. Next item, please.
Next, union leadership commentary. This new section of the Board of Education meeting is being added to further enhance the already strong commitment and longtime partnership between district administration and all bargaining units. Both instructional and non-instructional union members serve on a wide variety of standing and ad hoc committees that drive the work and decision-making in the Dearborn Public Schools. In addition, administration meets monthly with the leadership team of all unions, as well as a group meeting with union presidents. These meetings are not required, but are an extension of the collaborative partnership that has long existed in the Dearborn Public Schools. This new section will further enhance the commitment to valuing all suggestions, views, and opinions brought forth by all staff members in the district. The Association of Dearborn Schools Administration, ADSA, none. The Dearborn Federation of Schools Employees, DFSE, none. I'm going to skip the third one really quickly. Dearborn Schools Operating Engineers Association, DSOEA, none. And then Dearborn Federation of Teachers, DFT, Ms. Kathy Martin would like to come to speak about union updates.
Good evening. It's good to be back for a new school year. I'm excited to be here, and the summer was really eventful. And I'm here to address a hodgepodge of things, so just bear with me. I tried to organize it. First, I'm really glad to say that we were able to negotiate with the district, and we were able to come to terms on a borderline exemption that I think works for the teachers and for the students and their families. So that was really great. And I also want to emphasize that I feel like our meetings with the superintendent and HR have been going really well, and a lot of issues when addressed in those meetings have been resolved. Specifically, I know that we've had some issues at certain buildings regarding paint and rodents and roaches, and that stuff has been worked on quickly. So I really am glad that we're able to do that and make the buildings better for our students and for our staff. And actually right now they've committed to keep up preventative spraying at one of the buildings that's had perpetual issues. Summer school happened here in Dearborn, and it was quite a big undertaking. And Dearborn probably was one of the highest paid summer schools for staff in the state. They were doing this during COVID, and the staff really, really appreciates it. However, due to some high temperatures, there were 3 buildings that were closed unexpectedly, and those teachers missed out on expected income, but they still had to incur some of the costs of working, such as childcare. So I'm working with the district right now and coming up with a solution to make those teachers maybe not necessarily whole, but help offset some of the costs that they incurred when they weren't getting paid because of the heat closures. And these same high temperatures unfortunately plagued us the first couple of weeks of school, and we had some classrooms with temperatures in the mid-90s. Those were some really tough days for both our students and our teachers. Although the district is updating the HVAC in a lot of the buildings, not all of the new units are up and running. We also have some buildings that had no access to air conditioning during those days, unfortunately. And I do want to make it clear that there are some buildings that have air conditioning on paper, but the air conditioning does not work. So I understand that it's a bond that's necessary for the upgrades, but we need something in place to account for the health and safety of staff and students until the bond passes and these renovations can be made. Because just passing a bond isn't going to solve our issues. We need to pass the bond, we need to take the money, and then we need to make the renovations to address these issues. Last school year, union leadership and DFT members from middle and high schools met with various people from the district administration for several half-day sessions to come up with a plan to address some of the academic deficits in our district. Overwhelmingly, the teachers in the room stated that they saw the deficits firsthand and needed support in providing the extra instruction to help bring our students up to grade level. The district calls the plan that was hatched in that room the acceleration plan. The plan as it's been rolled out, specifically in middle school, has not been approved by the DFT. This was not presented to members as agreed upon, and it seems to be a one-size-fits-all approach. Our teachers were very specific in saying that one-size-fits-all will not work for our students who need the extra support. When our last meeting was held in May, the vision the teachers, administration, and DFT leadership had agreed to in the room does not match the current acceleration plan. I want to make it clear that the DFT did not agree to the plan as it is. We agreed with the need for a plan, but not this one. The understanding of everyone in the room was that we would not roll out an initiative until it was vetted and ready. That is not the case. I understand different people feel, some people think it was ready, but the people who are in charge of actually implementing this program, which are the classroom teachers, do not feel that it's ready. So We cannot waste any more time on intervention measures that do not work, and we need to listen to the teachers to help develop and implement interventions that will move students forward. As evidenced by many conversations in that room, we have several master teachers, teachers who are moving students forward yearly. These same teachers are frustrated and feel stifled by this plan, as it will not allow them to address the students' needs how they see fit. I'm hearing from teachers across the district that the plan is unmanageable. Teachers who've never reached out to me before are calling me and emailing me. Teachers who usually just put their heads down and do the work are feeling so overwhelmed that they feel that they need to call and reach out for help. I appreciate the willingness of the administrators spearheading this initiative to meet and discuss some of the pitfalls with me. However, the need for some real changes we need some real changes in how this is being implemented. So they've been open to discussion, we've been talking, but things have been remaining status quo, and teachers are really frustrated. The first week or so, I told teachers just to bear with me, let this plan, kind of play out, see where it's going. We're 3 weeks in, and I'm getting more and more calls. So this is something that we really need to address. Most of the times that I've gotten up here to speak, it's been about morale or appreciation or burnout, topics that are all related. Solving the borderline exemption issue is great for morale. A lot of people were very happy when they saw that letter of agreement, and they said it removed a huge burden from them. Ridding the schools of the various infestations helps as well, and we appreciate that the district is resolving some of these issues. We still have lots of work to do. We need to remember that our teaching conditions are students' learning conditions. When we have classrooms with rodents and roaches, classrooms with stifling heat, classrooms with burnt-out teachers, our students will feel the impact of that. We love that the district wants to focus on helping our students excel academically, but it can't be done without listening to the teachers. I hope we can get back to talking to the teachers to work out the kinks in the acceleration plan. We all want this to work, and this version is not going to meet the needs of our students. I know everyone here wants what's best for our kids, and I have faith that we can all come together to make this work.
Thank you.
Trustee Barry.
Trustee Thorpe?
Ms. Martin, couple of quick questions for you on a different topic. But a year ago, we rolled out the new early dismissal format, and one of the unintended consequences with that was scheduling for specials. So now that we're starting our second year, what's your gut telling you on how is the early dismissal working in terms of giving more time for the personal learning communities, and how's it going with scheduling for the specials?
The PLC, I'm getting mixed feedback, but a lot of people are really enjoying the early release and being able to have a designated time to meet with their colleagues to plan. So the early release PLC portion, for the most part, is going well. I appreciate that we are, meet with the district to discuss it. Scheduling definitely was resolved in that media specialists are not being split between buildings every semester, like one semester at one building, so that was great. And we're figuring out our way with the whole scheduling of the specials.
Okay.
Music still, I feel like as a district, need to work a little bit better in pushing the arts, but that's a story for another day.
Okay. Thanks for your side.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Dr. Maliko?
I just want to also mention thank you for the collaboration and the meetings we've had. I do think we've gotten through a lot, and I really appreciate it as well. And we'll continue to work together, and I'm glad we can resolve some things collaboratively because we do believe in working, together with our union leadership. So thank you, Ms. Martin. And I know we're going to have a presentation on acceleration coming up.
Anybody else? Thank you very much. Have a good evening.